Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to unlock the secret exotic mission so you can finally have your exotic class item. I am also going to go over how to exactly do the exotic mission because there are a few puzzles inside. Now please remember that once you have the mission, you can only do it as a 2-person fire team. If you have 3, someone's going to have to back out, and if you are solo, I'm sorry, you're going to have to find another person. And one more thing, once you have the exotic mission unlocked and you're trying to play it with another person, they have to unlock it as well. You cannot instantly unlock it for them. Now let's unlock the mission. You're gonna go to the Pale Heart and do some overthrow, and it is perfectly okay if you're doing it in a team of 3, 2, or even solo. You'll want to do the overthrow in each of the sections. So start in one section like the landing, do the overthrow completely until you're done. At the bottom left side, you'll probably see a text that pops up saying something about a keeper of the Witch Queen. That means a wizard has spawned nearby, and then on the overthrow, you'll have a 4-minute timer to find that wizard and kill it. And if you're wondering where the location is, it is going to be right here on the map. After that, you're gonna go to the next section like the blooming, do the overthrow completely, and once it's done, you're gonna look for the wizard and kill it, which by the way is located here. And then the same thing is happening in the impasse, do the overthrow, and then find a wizard here. Once you've killed all 3 wizards, head over to the blooming and move over to this side of the map, which is also called refraction. Once you have headed this way, you'll probably see a giant light beam reaching up into the sky, and that's kind of an indicator of where you need to go. Once you're close to it, you'll start seeing icons around you. It should be 2 of them. They kind of look like a ghost cut in half, and that is where you're going to need to kill some enemies, which then will spawn a boss that you need to kill. Kill the subjugator boss, who's then going to drop an orb on the ground, which you're going to pick up, and on the map there's going to be an indicator that will tell you where exactly you need to dunk it. It should be in this crystal room. Do the same thing with the other boss and dunk that secondary orb. Once you've dunked both of them, inside this crystal room, the exotic mission flag will spawn. For some reason, it doesn't always work when the lead person launches it, so in case you're having issues, just give the lead to your partner, let them launch it, and it should work. Now let's get to the mission. Inside it, you're going to have a buff on the left side of your screen that either says light aligned or dark aligned. Your teammate and you are going to be the opposites. So if yours is dark, head over to the dark plate on the top, stand in it, and your teammate is going to do the same on the light plate. This will actually unlock the door so you can proceed. Just remember this mechanic because you'll see this very often. Proceed forward and you'll come across a bunch of enemies. If you need to kill them, definitely do so, but because you are on a timer, you are more than welcome to just run past all of these enemies until you make it to a point where you see orange barriers. Once you've made it to this area, there's going to be 2 hidden plates you need to find and step on them. The light one is hidden on the right side in a room, and the dark one is hidden on the left side in a room. Step on a plate and it will take down a barrier so you can keep moving forward. Once it's unlocked, you're going to drop down and jump up on the other side, and you'll probably start to notice a timer on the top left side. Yes, you are going to be timed throughout the entire mission, however, don't worry, every so often that timer will start increasing again because you made it to a new encounter. Once you get to this part with the flag, you're going to come across a new mechanic inside this room. So just like in the last room, you guys are going to split up and step each into one of those buffs to start the encounter. Once the encounter has started, you're going to get a bunch of ads pushing you. The light aligned person is going to stay at the bottom and the dark aligned person is going to stay at the top. Now eventually, after some ad clearing, there's going to be this yellow bar mini boss that starts rushing in. The top mini boss is going to have this dark glow around him, and the bottom one is going to have this light glow around him. And yes, the person with the dark aligned buff is only able to kill the one that's glowing dark, and the same thing with the light aligned buff. You can only kill the mini boss with the light glow. Killing these mini bosses will drop a mote for each person. Pick up that mote, and on the left side of the screen you can tell that you can hold up to 2 motes, and you are actually going to want to collect 2 motes. So when you collect a mote, you'll probably start seeing symbols all over the place. The person at the bottom is going to see a symbol, and the person at the top is going to see multiple symbols with a crux underneath it. The one with the light buff is going to have to call out what symbol they see, and the person at the top with the dark aligned buff is going to have to find that symbol and shoot the crux. The person with the dark aligned buff is more than welcome to shoot the symbol at any point when you see it. However, if you don't see it anywhere, you're probably going to collect the second mote, because collecting the second mote will spawn in more symbols around the room. The person at the bottom is also going to collect a second mote. Once you've collected that second mote, you're going to see another symbol spawn in, and you're going to give that call out to your partner so your partner knows which symbol to shoot next. Now, there are two important things I need you to know. First, you have to shoot these symbols in order, and secondly, depending on how many mote slots you have on the left side of the screen, that tells you how many symbols you're gonna have to shoot. The reason I'm saying this is because once you've shot both of those two symbols inside this room, you're gonna get teleported inside the next room, which you now can see you have to hold 3 motes, which means 3 symbols need to be shot. Inside this next room, your mechanics are going to be flipped. So you're still gonna do the same thing, except that the dark aligned buff person is now going to read out the symbols, and the light aligned buff person is going to shoot the cruxes below the 3 symbols being called out. Once completed this encounter, you're gonna get teleported one more time, and this time your mechanics are flipped again. And you will probably see that you can also collect up to 4 motes, so if your teammate and you find it easier, you guys are more than welcome to collect 4 motes and then fully focus on the symbols. So the dark aligned buff person is going to go back to shooting symbols, and the light aligned person is going to read them out. If at any point you end up shooting the wrong symbol, that means you and your partner are going to lose all the motes, and you're going to have to re-kill the mini bosses to collect them again. This time the symbols are going to be changed, just make sure you shoot them in the same order. Next, you're going to get to a jumping puzzle that you'll need to get through. Eventually, you'll come across 2 more plates, one dark, one light. Make sure you guys step in it, and now you guys are going to need to split up and go your own path. On this path, you're going to constantly have to find a new plate to be stepped on so that the new pathway opens up so you can keep progressing forward. In this room, you're going to have to kill ads and a tormentor, and in the front of the room, you'll notice a pyramid with 9 nodes surrounding it. These nodes are either connected with an orange light beam, or there's just no light beam connecting it. It is your call on how you would like to call out these nodes. You can either number them 1 through 9 from left to right, like my team and I did, or you can make it like half of a clock, meaning that the top left node is 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and so on. Whichever way works easier for you and your teammate to call these out. The thing is that you are going to be seeing 3 nodes that are going to be not connected. And then your teammate is also going to see 3 different nodes that are also not connected. So, for example, my 3 nodes not connected could be 1, 2, and 3. And if my teammate's nodes are also not connected from numbers 4, 5, and 6, that means the answer is 7, 8, 9. It has to be the 3 odd ones out. Once that tormentor is dead, it is going to give one person a harmonic buff which allows you to shoot those nodes. Communicate with your teammate on which of the cruxes they see not glowing, and whatever crux or node has not been mentioned by either teammate, those are going to be the 3 that you need to shoot. Once you've done that, you're going to have to repeat that cycle 2 more times. If you happen to be on your 3rd phase having to shoot the nodes at the front and you do mess up, don't worry, it's not going to reset you back to the 1st phase. You'll just redo it and then shoot it 1 more time to complete this encounter. After this, you're then going to be in another kind of jumping puzzle where you and your teammate have to split up for a little bit to jump on these plates again, the dark and the light, and then just keep going that until you make it to the boss room. For the boss room, each of you stand on the plates to start the encounter. This will bump up your timer to like 20 minutes. You're then gonna have a subjugator spawn in, and you need to take its health down. It is going to get shielded at some point, which means you're gonna have to do an objective in order to get that shield gone. So you're gonna have 2 wizards spawn in, one left, one right, and again, these wizards are going to have either a dark or light buff, so make sure that you two shoot the correct wizard to take them down. After the wizards are down, one person is going to get chosen to see the symbols that spawned in right by the boss, and the other person is going to see cruxes along with symbols to shoot them. Have one person read out the symbols from top to bottom, and the second person needs to find those symbols in order and shoot them. Go back to boss damage until that boss boxes himself in where you can no longer damage him. That means a secondary boss is going to spawn in, and you're going to repeat that entire cycle. Once that first bar is down, you guys have to shoot the wizards, and after the wizards, you guys have to call out the 3 symbols and shoot those 3 symbols, except this time, your mechanics are switched. So the person that was reading the symbols before is now going to be shooting the symbols, and vice versa. Once the boss has boxed himself in, the 2 of you are going to split up and go to each side with a clock on the wall. On this wall, you probably notice that for every couple of seconds, 4 nodes are going to be connected and glowing. These 4 nodes need to be called out by one person, and the other person is going to find the matching node that glows as well. So if the first person has 1, 2, 3, and 4 clock glowing, and the second person is going to say, oh, my 2 o'clock is glowing as well, that means the 2 of you are going to shoot that 2 o'clock node. Keep in mind that the 4 glowing nodes on the wall are only going to show up for a couple of seconds. So have one teammate call out the 4 glowing nodes, and then have the second person try to find a matching glowing node, and once they find the matching one, have them call it out so that both of you shoot that node around the same time, and that will actually disappear your node on the wall. Keep doing that until the clock on the wall fully disappears, and that means both the bosses are out of the boxes and ready to kill. Kill the bosses and make your way to this doorway, step on your corresponding plate, and I'm not going to reveal what happens after that. Just remember, whatever happens, you will get your reward. Once you've received your class item, you can now farm it in 2 different ways. You can either repeat this entire mission, or you can actually farm any type of chest on a pale heart and have a very rare chance of getting it dropped. I really hope this video has helped you out a lot, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask down below, leave a like, and I will see you either in a future Twitch stream or in another video. Bye!